Só para a gente combinar, não sei se a Patrícia vai chegar, secretária de São Paulo.
I'm not sure if Patricia, the Secretary of São Paulo, is going to be here. I'm not sure if we start or if we wait. I'm just concerned about their time.
É que eu tô preocupado, eles fizeram um encaixe aqui pra gente. Eu ia fazer segunda, como vai chegar o presidente na segunda?
Well, first of all, everyone, good morning. I would like to thank the organizers for the space here at the Amazonia Consortium. Good morning once again. I would like to thank the Amazonia Consortium for the space. This initiative was launched exactly last year at COP26. This is an initiative that gathers all the 9 states of the legal Amazônia Legal, including Patrícia Ele, the former Secretary of the State of São Paulo. She is here at COP and she's trying to come here to be with us. And I'm going to give you good results from COP26 that already unfolded from last year. Our previous secretaries talked about the projects that impacted the region. I'm going to talk about the science, technology, and innovation, and scientific transformation and technological transformation. The initiative Amazonia Plus 10 is a gathering of 9 states of Amazônia Legal and a partnership of the state of São Paulo. We thought about a program of science, technology, and innovation that could impact the region of the Amazon. And we thought about the 9 states of the region and the state of São Paulo, which is the state that fosters the most science, technology, and innovation in Brazil through the support of FAPESP, the Foundation of Support to Research in the state of São Paulo, to leave a legacy of services, technology, and technological transfer in the state of the Amazonas. So those were the 9 states of the Amazon region plus São Paulo. We launched this initiative last year by Governor Doria and the United States virtually. We launched this initiative for international fundraising. And the reality of the program today is that the Ministry of Science and Technology joined the partnership. There's already 250 million reais in resource allocation and another resource allocation from 22 states of Brazil participating, and that has attracted international partners, private companies that are bringing resources to this initiative. Today, I'm going to show you the results of the first bidding notice from the initiative. We are disclosing the results, the nominal results, in the next November 17th, and what we are trying to do with the initiative Amazonia Plus 10. As I said, this is the result of the first call. We launched it last year on COP26. This year, we have launched the first bidding notice. So we had institutes of research from all over Brazil submitting their proposals, and that was a very specific arrangement. We needed the integration of 3 states in Brazil, mandatorily 1 state of the Amazon, so that the results of the research were applied in the states of Amazonia. And this project had to impact the production chains, impact 5 million people in the population so that the technological innovation can happen and the project could influence in technology. 152 proposals were submitted with a total value of 143 million reais, with allocation of resources from the states of Amazonia and Brazil. This is a breakdown per state of all proposals submitted. The 22 states that I mentioned here were still 21. This is the reality of all states that submit proposals in Brazil so that we
Pesquisa e inovação na região amazônica. Tem muito projeto interessante.
innovation in the Amazon region. There were many interesting projects in climate, fishing, research and development projects for the state. We would like to draw the attention to the strength of the Amazon River, like Pará, Amazonas, Amapá, that submitted a lot of different proposals. The bidding notice went until August 26th. 100 proposals were qualified in an evaluation by merit. 100 of them were qualified. As I said, 1/3 of the proposals had problems, but the idea was to define all of the partnerships and submission of proposals, which happened now, which happened on November 11th, and now on November 17th, we're going to announce the proposals that were chosen. And to understand how the initiative works and what those proposals are going to offer in terms of products and services, we're going to take a look at what is the initiative Amazonia Plus 10. We have mentioned a few SDGs here for the initiative. We would like to identify a comprehensive range of challenges, concrete challenges. We would like to guide the research towards some specific problems of the Amazon. We surveyed which were the missions of greatest impact in the region so that we could guide the research towards those missions. We would like to fund the research in that region. What is produced in terms of startup and technology are still taken to other regions to be developed. So we would like to strengthen the laboratories in the Amazon region so we can create a robust ecosystem to develop business in the region, strengthening the states and strengthening the state institutions so that we can develop research and especially impact the production chains and the riverside, quilombola, and indigenous and extractivist communities. This is research developments that affect the Amazon communities. So we don't have to discuss only international funds and international projects without listening to these isolated, vulnerable communities in the Amazon and make them protagonists of the process. The researchers need to know the pains of that region so that we can develop solutions looking at that region.
In Amapá, we have this community called Sucuriju, which is very much isolated in our state, and we have this water treatment problem. When the river water finds the seawater, we needed to have this kind of treatment. And we tried an initiative to using this desalinization process to treat the seawater. It was, but the reality there is the river coming to the sea. We have a specific pains for that region. So that technology that was used in the Northeast was not proper for the Amazon region. So we had to adapt the technology for that realities. This is one of the examples that we're trying to solve with this initiative, Amazonia plus 10. And we have to engage the actors of the national and international community to integrate uh, the international and national science. It's not enough that the science gets to the Amazon. We must understand the traditions of the different communities, the indigenous communities, the Quilombo communities. All the services and culture must be integrated with the scientific knowledge. We must engage the community so that they can benefit from the research outcomes. We must build the research with the local community. So researchers from abroad and from national research should work with the population. And this is key for us to promote the products in the region. We talk about now about the chocolate from the Amazon, the guarana from the Amazon, the cheese from Marajó, one of the best in the world, the açaí in Amapá, one of the best of the world, creating this geographic location so that we can give a brand to the Amazon products, generating income to that population in an easier way, adding value for the products. And, and open science is another concept that we value in this initiative so that we can leave the walls of the university and the research studies using natural labs and the reality of the Amazon and communicate. It's another problem in science. We don't communicate well. It's hard for us not to use technical language, and it's sometimes inaccessible to the major population. So we must be simpler in our communication, listening from the pains and the language of the people, creating this direct communication with the Amazon population. So these are the challenges and the guidance of Amazonia Plus 10 initiative. And today I'm representing all the secretaries of science and technology in Brazil in the presidency of the council. So we've been engaging all the 27 technology secretaries in Brazil to understand better the Amazon. And we've been noticing that uh, the people who know less about the Amazon are the Amazon population. People living there are those who understand less. Patricia just arrived. She is one of the creator of this initiative. She's the president of the Council of Science and Technology. Welcome, Patricia. So these are the parameters and values that are guiding the initiative. Patricia, I just announced that you had an announcement at COP26 about the Amazonia Plus 10, and now we're bringing the results of the first part of the initiative with this global impact of 145 projects that are leading the assumptions of our initiative, Amazonia Plus 10. What was the agreement with the 9 states from the Amazon and the state of São Paulo, and now we have 22 states, are specific workflows guiding the challenges and calling for new projects. In 2022, we had this specific call for researchers, but the idea is that in 2023, we have a call for the companies to participate in the process with the university, developing even greater impact in the Amazon so that we can attract industries and new business for the Amazon so that they can integrate to the Amazon with the population and with the community. We have specific expeditions, scientific expeditions. It's not bringing the people from the southeast to know the Amazon. It's to know the pains of the Amazon, the problems in the region, so that they can develop science and research and technology in the region. Patricia has been doing that, articulating actors and partners that could add value and develop better results in the region. We want to modernize the CTNI infrastructure and the technical capability. We have many doctors, many master degree holders, but we must qualify even better the staff to integrate the academia and society. In Amapá, we have this strong field of pharma industry and phytotherapeutics, but we must attract more partners. We must reinforce the local labs to have the processing of the technology within the region and providing input in the states. We have this mobility program that we've been intensifying. We must bring partners to the region, take partners from the region to other realities, and we must have the scientific communication and forums such as this one and others. It's important to give voice to this program. The Amazon has several challenges, among them some that are highlighted here, were highlighted here. And we have challenges of biodiversity and climate change. Many of the projects that were brought for this proposition has this view. We have the protection of traditional communities. If you live the reality in the Amazon, you understand that we must observe the needs from the indigenous peoples, the Quilombo peoples, the riverside community. We have many potentials in this region, and science, technology, and innovation was not able to impact the reality of these communities. And the more we discussed, uh, the better for the, the population. We are developing many projects with this challenge of mobility and urban issues in the region. And also we must have the bioeconomy as a policy for economic development. Everyone likes to talk about science and technology. The politicians, they have that in their agenda, governors, presidents, congressmen, senators, they speak about that in their discourses, but we must transform that into something concrete that is impacting the communities in the Amazon, generating value, adding value, generating a better quality of life for this population. Eduardo, our secretary, talked about important issues such as the treatment of waste and also sanitation, water, renewables. To speak about science and technology is easy, but we must convince everyone that this is a priority in our public policies. And this is global. It's not only in the Amazon. Copy imposes us. We must uh, transform that into action impacting the Amazon and the region, not only on climate, but also on the culture and people of the Amazon. So this is a challenge that we've been trying to solve, and we must understand the problems with the territory, infrastructure, logistics. These are bottlenecks in the Amazon. It's not similar to the South and Southeast. We have a dynamic mobility. Uh, it's completely different. The peoples in the Amazon have different realities. It's not the same reality, and the Amazon is not a single one. We have a reality in the state of Amazonas, and another reality in the state of Acre, in the state of Amapá. So we must understand the different Amazons we have, and we have to strengthen the sustainable productive chains. The example of Asai in Amapá that has grown a lot and has been impacting the GDP of the region. This is happening with other productive and chains, and Amazonia Plus 10 is adding science, technology, and innovation to the productive chains. This is a challenge that we've been trying to solve in the next years and also in the next years. Is to have this integrated work with the government, the higher education system, NGOs and civil society, companies, multilateral organizations, funding bodies, researchers, and also corporate associations. So everyone must be engaged, understanding the importance of having research and development for the region, generating impact and solutions are going to solve problems such as climate, sanitation, because the problem of sanitation in the Amazon is going to impact the entire world. So we must develop new technologies so that these issues are integrated and articulated.
Agora foi demais. Voltou. Você volta aí pra gente? Acho que caiu.
Could you put back the slides, please?
Ela me falou que ele ia dar uma aceleradinha de vez em quando.
She told me about this issue. Let me go back.
Não, eu tô aqui. Ela falou que de vez em quando estava acontecendo isso.
She told me that that could happen.
Secretário de Ciência e Tecnologia e a tecnologia às vezes dá
The Secretary of Science and Technology sometimes do not get along. So this is the integration of the different sectors impacting the Amazon. We've talked about fishing industry. So here we have the works we've been organizing. We had this business round in 9 states of the Amazon. We were able to select and fund the researchers, the result of the call. And we have this research development and the application of practices and solutions. The mobility program we've been discussing, we have the short-term and long-term strategies. We've been working with that in the initiative, modernization of the city and I infrastructure, valuing labs, incentivizing different institutions. In the case of Embrapi, we want to bring units of Embrapi to get closer to the industry and the market in the Amazon, strengthening our teams and science and technology units with scientific expeditions. We had the discovery of the gigantic trees in the state of Amapá, and researchers from the entire world are coming to understand this ecosystem of these huge trees that are going to be protected in the state. And the scientific communication, our work we must develop so that we can have real public policies, not only in our discourse, but also in our action. So now it's over. Thank you so much. That was the announcement of Amazonia Plus 10. Would you like to go back to some of the slides? Beautiful lion. It's too colorful for the Amazon.
Ela tá lá do lado dele. Hã? Voltou?
Is it back? No?
Travou tudo. Bom, e aí hoje
Well,
também a gente vai fazer a foto no final, fica tranquilo.
we're going to take a picture at the end,
Mas eu queria passar a palavra aqui
but I'd like to give the floor
Patrícia,
to Patricia,
idealizadora do projeto conosco.
who
Patrícia, a história.
idealized the project with us. I was telling that story that we were thinking about this initiative, and we're very happy to announce the result of what you launched at COP26. So I'd like to give you the floor. And Patricia, today, have you launched? Have you launched the report? No, she's launching a very beautiful work, and I had the opportunity to follow this work. This is a report of everything that we've been mentioning about the Amazon. So I'd like you to take this opportunity to talk about the report and the initiative, what we have been building in the Amazon with your work. Thank you, Rafael. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here seeing the launching of the project. In reality, it was launched last year, but it became a reality very soon, and it was possible only due to you, the secretaries, the governors who participated in this process. And I wanted to remind you that when we started this work, it was very curious because we heard many no's. How can you have this project with many states? But the executive branch with the FAPs, no, the FNPs and the secretaries can't work together, but all of the states from the legal Amazon. But what about São Paulo? We had many no's in the process, and I think that what put us together was to go back to solving problems, returning to people. especially people. When we talk about the Amazon, we always talk about the forest, but in this project, we wanted to solve the problems of the people. All the work with bioeconomy, fighting inequality, valuing the standing forest, but what put us together was that. And the great problem that we had that was resource scarcity. Rafael is the president of the National Board of Secretaries of Science and Technology, but we must remember that the last years were the years with uh, the least resources in our history for the FAPs and for the secretariats of science and technology. FAPESP is the FAP that is investing the most in the Amazon, is the foundation that is investing most in the region in Brazil. And this is a value which is expressive, but we need much more. And what I did in this report to continue this work was the name of the report is the Amazon Marathon, showing how the Amazon and your work will become even more important because the Amazon is the only chance that Brazil has to show a new model of economic development for the world. And the good news is that we can make that happen. These projects are the most important because Brazil is able to grow again and at the same time include people and decarbonize the economy. So it can be the first big nation in the world which is carbon zero positive for the people and for the economy. And what I brought to you were figures to show you that it's possible. We can add $150 million at the GDP until 2030 if we invest 74 million dollars until 2030. So that will take the work for another level. We had the seed investment of 100 million reais, and we must take this opportunity that the Norway Fund is back, that we have the British government committed, and guarantee that that Amazonia Plus 10 will become a project with this billionaire scale. Because we need this high risk investment to value our economy. You heard the word bioeconomy many times, and why is it important? I will give you a practical example. Wanda has gone to uh, Mount Sinai with me, and she went to the Amazon to show propositions, opportunities, and we talk about bioeconomy because that changes the life of people. The biggest problem that we have in the Amazon are illegal activities. A lot of mining, illegal mining, traffic, drug trafficking. For them to have alternatives, we must work with relevant projects in bioeconomy. We have this partnership with the UK government with more than 50 organizations. One of the examples is the corridor of cocoa, which grew a lot in Pará. We have many projects with nuts as well. We have 22 ongoing projects, the greatest incubator of projects in the Amazon. This cocoa project is showing that the cocoa that was being extracted was sold for 8 to 12 reais per kilo. When the local population understand how to process that properly, you can sell for 20 reais. And you can take that to another level. Chocolate, superfood, you can sell for 200 reais the kilogram. So with one example of one plant from the Amazon, you're able to give a value which is 20 times greater for the population.
Exemplos para vocês, mas a gente precisa agora que o
I can
Amazonas
give you other 250 examples, but we need now with the Amazonia 22 to have a research incubator, a high-risk project incubator to make this a reality. Without that GDP, it will not be a reality. 1/3 of the GDP comes from bioeconomy, and that is why that project is becoming more and more important. I thank you for making it a reality in such a short time, but I ask you to make this goal grow at least 10 times, and we'll leave COP with Amazonia Plus 22 with 1 billion reais, and count on me for us to take this moment to raise resources and people. Thank you. Let's continue dreaming big and make Brazil an example to the world.
Quer fazer uma fala? Eduardo, quer fazer uma fala?
Agradecer, né, a
I would
presença
just like to thank the beautiful presence of the two of you. The consortium is always open. On behalf of President Valdez, the president of the consortium, I would like to welcome you. We are very hopeful and very confident. We have some initiatives that have a lot of synergy with what you have been doing. These are the main two programs, prevention and fight against fires, forest fires and deforestations, protection of traditional communities, monitoring and control. You do a lot of important things, and the leverage of bioeconomy. And I don't even have to mention that. I'm not going to talk about bioeconomy to the both of you. I can't even talk to you about that. I would just like to highlight that we have bold goals. We mentioned here the Raízes project of 160 million. There will be some of it to science and technology. We signed with the UN in the beginning of the year a cooperation term for the structuring of a fund. The idea is for us to launch a fund. I cannot give any spoilers, but if this COP works, the work group is going to have a fund that probably will be another source. I see that this is such a transversal and important source to improve people's lives and protect our environment. It will increase sustainability and inclusion, and this is going to improve everybody's lives and is going to improve the environment. We do believe in this consortium. Count on our engagement. 1 billion is a fair goal. We showed a great execution in the 100 million. We are ready for 1 billion, so count on our engagement, and thank you very much for being here.